to apologize to y'all. Part one got inadvertently deleted, but here's another topic for the success thing. This top 21 habits of people that fail to succeed is what it is. I think the top 21 habits of people that fail to succeed. Basically, it's that negative talk of you blaming everything in your life. You're saying that you're not happy with the people you're around, the jobs that you have, the places you live, etc. When instead of taking that energy saying you're not happy about it, you could be doing something about it, is basically what it boils down to. The other topic that I wanted to touch on today, I just happened, there's an app called Whisper. Now, what happened was I was browsing Black Planet one day and I saw a posting that this person had. And this is the posting. I didn't do any research to see it was true, but from personal experience, I fit into that demographic. Now, I'm going to read it to you guys if I could pull it up. Um, it is, those are my clothes in the bags back there. It says 51% of all American workers made less than $30,000 last year. And the average age of the American minimum wage worker is 36. This was posted by King Thump on BP. Now, I don't know, for some reason, and this is what gets on my nerves about people too. For some reason, this King Thump person on BP, they don't, like I said, the difference between when I was raised and the way people are just doing whatever they want to do now. When I was raised, when you quote or you report a statistic or anything like that, you list your source so people can see if it's a viable resource. They don't do that. They just post quotes and everything as if they just thought it up themselves. Okay, and that's terrible because when it comes to a point where you need to provide research and resource and evidence, you don't have it because they don't have that there. But I can attest for one that this is true. Why? Because I'm over that age, but in that age group within 10 years or so. And I can truly say that that is the case for me. The reason that is the case for me is because of the legal thing. Now, I'm going to read to you what my response was to this. It says, my question was, what percent of those are disenfranchised victims of the justice system? Now, what happened was I got a comment from on Whisper because I posted it on Whisper as well as posted it on my BP. The comment that I got from Whisper was a photo, a picture of, and I want to show y'all. I'm gonna try to show y'all what it was. This was the actual original. I don't know if y'all can see it because it's a picture of a person, a picture of a picture. This was my post, okay? Then the response that I got to that post was this one where someone put in quotations marks like, yeah, right, victims. And then the other response I made to that was like, yeah, there are people falsely accused and convicted daily. Then I had a response from that says, not true. Most are convicted as they should be. And I'm going to tell you, that statement in itself put fear in my heart because what it tells me, and this is what I've already experienced in going through that, is that people have a prejudice or prejudgment based on those types of findings or rulings. And it's not based on anything fact, it's based on just the fact that somebody said that, and that's what it is. And what's scary about that statement is that you see in news every day all these different usurpations of the law and things like that going on and happening. You see not only in news, but on a smaller micro level in your daily life every day where things go wrong or people are doing things that are wrong and nothing is said. And that's scary that someone would post this in that manner. That's scary to me. Now, my response to that person was just basically simply know your history. If you know the history of the U.S. and just the history of countries in general, the art of war, you have to, what they're doing is they're creating an underclass. They're creating a disenfranchised people. And those people that are disenfranchised are those that, for some reason, they haven't, quote unquote, got with the program. They're not, quote unquote, with it. And they don't follow the lines, kind of blindly just follow along. And I wish that I had said more, but I'm the kind of person that I believe, you're not going to beat a dead horse and respond to the same person like 3 times. Basically, it's know your history, period. But I wanted to put on the same line as mine because under the replies, all you would see is that, and that's it. And I wanted other people that came to visit to see the other responses. So, I've stated on the response to my own: know your history, observe, ask yourself to provide three experiences that support your statement, whatever it may be. And so that's what I ask people today, including viewers. I'm hoping, and a lot of times, viewers are one sided. They're viewing because either they agree with the person or they're ridiculing the person. So, if I have people that, they find some sentiment of me that they like on one hand, but they may disagree with that statement, I encourage you, to do some research, know your history, and not only know the history that somebody else wrote down, but look around you, look at the world around you, and you'll see what the truth is. It's obvious. It's nothing that's hidden from view. It's all in plain sight. You'll see the truth. Just look at the world around you. Observe. Everybody has a job. Maybe not consistently, but everybody has to go to work. The workplace is a small sample of the population, a small micro samplation of the macro population. So what you'll see there is a little bit of everything that you'll see in the real world. So open your eyes, sit back, watch, observe, and pay attention, and you'll see what's going on. And some of it is quite dastardly. If you're not the kind of person like church people, you get swept up into it, and the preacher says get up and clap, and you get up and clap, and you don't know why you're clapping, but you're getting up and clapping. If you're not one of those types of people that's just jumping up and doing because somebody say, if you sit back and you watch and you observe, you see what's really going on. So I encourage you to take the time to do that. But then again, do as thou wilt. Thou wilt, because some people, they don't want to see because they're absolutely happy with their lives the way that they are. They don't want to change their perceptions or anything because they don't want to destroy that. And I get it. So, if you're happy in ignorant bliss, then, be happy. It's nothing be wrong with that, because I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, I was sheltered for a long time, and there's a lot of things I didn't see and know. And I was quite happy that way. People tried to tell me otherwise, but it was so ingrained. I remember me telling a guy when I was 18 or 19, oh, the police would not bother you if you haven't done anything wrong. And I remember his hesitancy because he didn't know how to tell me that that's not true. You know what I'm saying? He was like, not if you're black. Well, I said, well, I'm black. And, he was just like, well, at that time, because my appearance was different back then, but he was just like, well, you're not really black. You could go either way, and there was so much more that he wanted to say, but he did not, because he could not, because in order for him to say those things, it brings question. It would have, and literally going back to that 18-year-old mind that I had, it would have brought question to him, like, boy, he must be doing some really bad stuff if he's saying that, but no, it's not true at all, and you have to experience firsthand to actually understand that. So, but anyhow, so I just wanted to share that with you. That was something that did scare me a little bit. Scared me a lot, actually, to see somebody post something like that. And the thing about it is that that post may have been by somebody that knows the truth. But they understand that there has to be a maintenance of the division of peoples. And I'm going to say this too. I remember one time going to a Wendy's. There was a manager there. He was an older man like myself. And he had a son that was probably about 19 or 20. And I was telling him how basically, work is like, it's late for us. You go there, and, I was telling him, my thoughts on the different things that I saw, about the IRS and this, that, and the other. And he was like, yeah, all that's true. But he was just like, I try to keep that away from my son because I don't want him to know about that too early, because he's not going to get anywhere in this life if he knows. And so that's why I say I don't understand why people have children. You can't tell them the truth about things, like even small stuff, like there's no such thing as a Santa Claus, little things like that. They have to kind of learn that that's the lie over the years, because if you tell them that, and they go back to school and tell the teacher, they're going to come back to the parent and say, why are you denying your child Christmas or whatever the tradition is versus the truth? So, yeah, it's a scary thing. And, I've experienced firsthand, so I know. So, it's good to know your fears, because for a while I was thinking I didn't have any because I've seen too much. But the fear is that, it's, to me, it's like mass hysteria, mass insanity. Somebody can implant something small like that in someone's head and they just take it and run. It's a scary thing. So, but anyways, like I said, love and peace. I'm gonna try not to make a mistake and delete this one before it finishes uploading. But just things for you to think about, comment on, discuss. Um, I'm open for discussion too. I don't know if I'm gonna start posting my kick here so that people can have open discussions about these things. Um, but I mean, this is a good forum. You can have open discussion right here. I haven't been responding to comments on here because really they weren't really deep comments to be responded to, just people's observations. And part of me wants to keep it that way because I don't want a whole lot of back and forth. Um, but yeah, we'll see. But you're free to leave your comments, whether they be for or against. And when I have an opportunity, I will address it objectively in a quote unquote kind of, in an objective video that's not really directed towards whoever the commenter is. But just to address it. So, feel free to leave your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, your experiences. You can do it anonymously or otherwise. I understand some people may want to maintain anonymity, and that's fine with me. So, anyways, be blessed, love yourself, continue in life. Bye.